Alright boys, here we are continuing our mission to make the most aggressive, powerful Ducati Diavel 1260S on the planet. Today we're going to be upgrading the chain and the sprocket to be lighter and more aggressive in terms of torque delivery. We're going from a 43 tooth sprocket to a 46 tooth sprocket to unleash even more monstrous torque. My objective for this build is not top speed. I'm not going to be going 160 miles an hour on the highway with this motorcycle, but the Diavel is well known to be beastly in terms of torque, and today we're going to be unleashing the beast even further. Here we go. Alright, so explain what we're doing here.
Alright, so we're going from the stock gearing, which is 1543, to a 1546 to get more acceleration off the line. We're also going from a 525 pitch to a 520 pitch, which will reduce the weight of the rotating mass to help it accelerate quicker.
So this should give us torque.
Correct, it'll help it accelerate faster. You do lose some top speed, but we're really not concerned about top speed on the street.
Yeah, we're not going to go 160 on this bike.
Right.
Cool.
With this DID chain, it's a gold-plated anodized, meaning all the links, inside, the outside links, the inside links, are anodized to cause less friction when rotating. So there are O-rings in between the links, but again, it's just to help with less friction or stiction as the chain is turning around the sprockets.
Gold-plated chain. Alright, so we're looking at about a 2-pound reduction in rotating mass, which is pretty awesome. So we may see an increase in miles per gallon around the city, while we may see a decrease on the highway. And tell me why we might save a little bit around town.
So around town, because we're lowering the gear ratio, that it should use less throttle to accelerate in a certain RPM.
Okay.
Where vice versa, when you're on the highway, it's going to be a higher RPM at your usual cruise.
Okay.
Thus, probably burning more gas on the highway, but less around town.
Okay. And there's a benefit because of the reduced friction you said too, right?
Yes.
Just makes it easier to accelerate.
Correct.
Okay. And that's awesome. So we'll make a video on testing that miles per gallon out. But we don't buy a Diavel for miles per gallon. No. We buy it for smiles per gallon. All right.
1.2 liter.
Yeah. Hello, it's future me. Now I'm here at Hudson Valley Motorcycles, the place to be, getting the black sprocket carrier put on so everything looks nice and sleek. Here we go. We also popped on the Ducati axle nut. Looking good. Let's take a ride from dusk to night on this fierce super predator that is the Diavel 1260S. Gearing. No other final drive design has the gearing flexibility of a chain drive system. You can just change out your stock front and or rear sprocket with a different size, thereby tuning your bike's performance to your personal riding style. For me, that means blasting off every time I twist the throttle at any speed or RPM. Lower gearing delivers more rotation of the rear wheel for each spin of the countershaft, thereby raising engine RPMs and improving throttle response for faster acceleration. The only compromises are, you're shaving off some top-end speed and you'll have an overall lower fuel economy. But we don't buy Ducati Diavels for top speed runs or to save money on fuel, do we? We buy them because when we twist the throttle, the rotation of the Earth changes in the opposite direction, and the resulting G-forces bring our minds to a state of absolute euphoria. And speaking of euphoria, you're welcome. So how did the new chain and sprockets feel? Firstly, as a reminder, I have the full Terminioni race exhaust with up map, and on top of that, the bike was pro-tuned to unleash even more power. So the bike is lighter and more powerful than stock already. That pro-tune jabbed a syringe full of steroids into the Diavel's already muscular butt, making this bike a new type of beast altogether. But I have a video of that I'll put up at the end of this video if you're interested. So how does the bike feel after lowering the gearing on a bike that already launches like Kamala Harris's career? Euphoria on steroids mixed with sheer terror. I was literally so terrified that I couldn't force my hand to twist the throttle even halfway in first gear, nor could I twist it all the way in second gear, and I nearly pinned it in third, but I was accelerating so fast I felt like I was about to fall out of my own body. That may have been the blood rushing to the back of my head. This is the highest acceleration force I've ever felt. No roller coaster, jetliner, nor skydiving even came close to the twist of the throttle on this pro-tuned, lower-geared, race exhaust Ducati Diavel. It's literally insane. Euphoria on steroids mixed with sheer terror. I can only imagine what pinning the throttle in first and second feels like. But that's what's great about this modded Diavel. It leaves more acceleration on the table to be explored, so I can reach new heights when I feel like inflating my balls. And by the way, the wheelie control was set to level 3, and I can still feel the bike wanting to take flight. I feel with wheelie control off, this bike would get stuck in a loop, tearing the very fabric of space and time. I love how the taillights on the Diavel at night make the already imposing 240mm rear tire glow red like the tires themselves are glowing hot, or more like flames coming out of the back. My late dad used to call his Honda back in the 80s the Rocket. I only wish he could have had a chance to ride on a literal rocket like this. Here's to hoping God makes motorcycles in heaven. Alright my friends, I appreciate you watching this far into the video. Please leave a comment below to share your thoughts. Please hit the like if you haven't, it really helps out the channel. And until next time, always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary. I'll see you in the next one.